Podcast. Real American slangs Americans actually use every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. We're excited to have you here with us today. Whether you're listening while commuting, working out, studying English, or just relaxing at home, thank you for joining us. Today's topic is one of the most important subjects for anyone who wants to understand real English conversations: slang.
That's right, Mike. A lot of English learners spend years studying grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, but then they watch an American movie or listen to a conversation between native speakers and suddenly feel completely lost. The reason is simple. Native speakers use slang all the time, often without even realizing it.
Exactly. Slang is everywhere. It's in podcasts, YouTube videos, TV shows, movies, social media posts, text messages, and everyday conversations. If you don't understand common slang expressions, you might understand every individual word someone says and still have no idea what they actually mean.
And that's why learning slang is so important. It's not just about sounding more natural when you speak. It's also about understanding the culture, following conversations, getting jokes, and feeling included when native speakers are talking around you.
Think about it this way. Imagine you're sitting with a group of American friends and someone says, "No cap, that party was lit." If you've never learned those expressions before, you might have absolutely no clue what they're talking about.
That's a great example. Slang often doesn't make sense when you translate it literally. That's why we're going to walk through a bunch of popular American slang expressions today and show you how they're used in real conversations.
We'll explain the meanings, tell some stories, and hopefully make these expressions easy to remember.
So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's get started.
Sarah, I bought some new kicks last weekend, and I have to tell you, I'm still excited about them. I had been looking for a new pair of sneakers for months because my old ones were practically falling apart. The soles were worn down, the color had faded, and they looked like they had survived several years of abuse. When I finally found the perfect pair, I knew I had to get them.
That's awesome. And for everyone listening, kicks is a slang word for shoes or sneakers. You'll hear it a lot, especially among younger people and sneaker enthusiasts. Instead of saying, "I bought new shoes," someone might say, "I bought some new kicks." It sounds much more casual and natural in everyday conversation.
The funny thing is that after I bought them, several friends started complimenting me. One of them looked at my sneakers and immediately said, "Man, you're killing it."
That's a fantastic expression. When someone says you're killing it, they mean you're doing something extremely well. Maybe you're dressing well, succeeding at work, playing sports well, or performing well in general. It's one of the best compliments you can receive because it suggests you're really impressing people.
I have to admit, I kinda agreed with him. I usually don't think too much about fashion, but these shoes made me feel pretty confident.
And there's another common expression right there. Kinda is simply a shortened, more casual version of kind of. Native speakers use it constantly in conversation because it's quicker and sounds more relaxed.
My sister saw the shoes and called them a knockout. She said they were the nicest sneakers I've ever owned.
That's another great slang term. A knockout is something or someone incredibly attractive or impressive. If you call a person a knockout, you're saying they're very attractive. If you call an object a knockout, you're saying it looks amazing.
Which is funny because my old sneakers were definitely lame. Looking back, I don't know why I kept wearing them for so long.
Lame is one of those words you'll hear all the time. It means boring, disappointing, uncool, or unimpressive. If a movie is boring, someone might call it lame. If a party is dull, they might call it lame too.
Thankfully, these new shoes are legit. They feel well made, they're comfortable, and they look fantastic.
Legit is a really useful slang word. It comes from the word legitimate, but in everyday speech it usually means authentic, real, trustworthy, or genuinely good. If someone recommends a restaurant and says it's legit, They're telling you it's actually worth visiting.
Speaking of good experiences, did you go to Jason's birthday party last weekend?
I did, and honestly, that party was lit. There was great music, people were dancing, the food was amazing, and everyone seemed to be having a great time.
I completely agree. It was one of the most fun parties I've attended in a long time.
That's exactly why people use the word lit. When something is exciting, energetic, entertaining, and memorable, people often describe it as lit.
One thing that caught my attention was a guy who arrived in a luxury sports car. The moment he showed up, everyone started staring at him.
I noticed him too. He looked loaded.
That's exactly what I thought.
Loaded often means very wealthy. If someone has a lot of money, people may describe them as loaded. Context matters, though, because sometimes it can also mean drunk.
I have to admit something. I low-key wanted that car.
That's completely understandable.
I didn't tell anyone because I didn't want to sound jealous, but secretly I was imagining myself driving it.
That's the perfect use of low-key. It means you're feeling something quietly or secretly without making a big deal about it.
To be honest, I was mad jealous.
That's another expression learners often misunderstand. In slang, mad doesn't always mean angry. Sometimes it simply means very or extremely. So when Mike says he was mad jealous, he's saying he was extremely jealous.
The guy wasn't alone, either. He showed up with his main squeeze.
They looked very happy together.
They really did. They spent the whole evening laughing, talking, and dancing.
Main squeeze is a playful way to refer to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or romantic partner. It's not something you'll hear in every conversation, but it's definitely a real slang expression.
Apparently, they run a travel channel online, and it's starting to make waves.
That's exciting.
Their videos are getting more views every week, and more people are talking about them.
That's exactly what make waves means. It refers to attracting attention, creating excitement, or having a significant impact.
What's funny is that when I first found their channel, my reaction was basically meh.
You weren't impressed?
Not really. I watched one video and thought it was okay, but nothing special.
That's the perfect use of meh. It expresses indifference. You're not excited, you're not angry, you're just not particularly interested.
But after watching more videos, I completely changed my mind.
What changed?
Their content became a mood.
That's a very modern slang expression.
Every video seemed to perfectly capture a feeling I could relate to.
That's exactly what mood means in modern slang. When something perfectly reflects your emotions or experiences, people often say, "That's a mood."
Their latest video was incredible. They absolutely nailed it.
I watched it too and I agree. The editing was excellent, the storytelling was engaging, and the visuals were beautiful.
Everything worked perfectly.
That's why nailed it is such a useful expression. It means doing something perfectly or successfully.
One of the people who commented on the video was my friend Kevin.
The computer nerd?
That's the one.
Kevin is one of the smartest people I know.
He really is. He can spend hours talking about technology, cameras, computers, and software.
That's why nerd fits him so well. Today, being called a nerd isn't always negative. Sometimes it's simply a way of describing someone who's extremely knowledgeable or passionate about a particular topic.
Kevin accidentally deleted one of my files last week.
Oh no. Was it important?
Fortunately, it wasn't.
That's good.
He apologized, and when I told him it wasn't a big problem, he said, "No biggie."
That's a phrase you'll hear all the time in American English. No biggie simply means it's not a problem, or don't worry about it.
Then he said, "No cap, I felt terrible when I realized what happened."
Another very popular expression.
Especially among younger speakers.
No cap means I'm telling the truth, or I'm being completely honest.
Kevin wasn't always an expert with computers, though.
Nobody starts as an expert.
Exactly. Years ago, he was a complete noob.
We all were.
He barely knew how to use basic software.
A noob is simply a beginner or someone with very little experience.
Looking back, some of the mistakes he made were absolutely nuts.
I remember hearing some of those stories.
One time he accidentally deleted his entire project because he clicked the wrong button.
That's definitely nuts.
Meaning crazy, ridiculous, or unbelievable.
Exactly.
These days, though, Kevin is considered an OG in our tech community.
That's a huge change from being a noob.
It really is.
OG usually refers to someone who has a lot of experience, respect, and credibility. They're considered one of the originals.
Kevin also has a very old school approach to teaching.
I've noticed that.
He prefers face-to-face conversations, handwritten notes, and practical demonstrations.
That's what old school means. Traditional methods, older styles, or approaches from previous generations.
The funny thing is that despite being old school, his presentations are always on fleek.
That's true.
Everything looks polished and professional.
On fleek means perfectly done, especially when talking about style or appearance.
And everything he teaches is always on point.
Another expression meaning exactly right or perfectly executed.
Honestly, some of his presentations are so impressive they're out of sight.
That's a classic slang expression.
A little old-fashioned, but still fun.
Out of sight means amazing, fantastic, or extremely impressive.
What's even more surprising is that he bought most of his equipment for peanuts.
He always finds incredible deals.
Somehow he manages to buy expensive gear for very little money.
That's exactly what peanuts means. A very small amount of money.
My uncle would probably describe Kevin's setup as fat.
That's definitely an older slang word.
But it's still a fun one.
Fat means excellent, cool, impressive, or outstanding.
Watching Kevin use all that equipment makes everything look like a piece of cake.
That's because he's practiced for years.
True.
Piece of cake means something is very easy.
Beginners might think it's difficult, but experts make it look effortless.
Speaking of effort, remember when we all went out to celebrate after the conference?
How could I forget?
We absolutely pigged out.
We really did.
We ordered appetizers, burgers, pizza, desserts, and drinks.
I don't think anyone left hungry.
Pigged out means eating a huge amount of food.
And we definitely qualified.
Didn't Kevin get upset after losing that photography competition?
He did. He was pretty pissed.
Understandably so.
He had worked very hard and expected better results.
In American English, pissed usually means angry.
Fortunately, he didn't stay angry for long.
What happened?
He practiced even harder, improved his skills, and started posting more content online.
And now his account is poppin'.
It really is.
His videos get thousands of views.
New followers arrive every day.
Poppin' means successful, exciting, trendy, or attracting a lot of attention.
People are finally noticing all the hard work he's put in over the years.
And they're giving him plenty of props.
Which he absolutely deserves.
Props means praise, respect, or recognition for something you've done well.
It's one of the nicest things you can give someone.
Absolutely.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
We covered a lot of slang today, and hopefully our listeners can now recognize these expressions when they hear them in movies, podcasts, YouTube videos, and everyday conversations.
Remember, learning slang isn't just about vocabulary. It's about understanding how real people communicate.
The more slang you learn, the more natural English will sound.
And the more confident you'll feel when speaking with native speakers.
Thanks so much for listening today.
No cap, you're all killing it with your English studies.
And you deserve major props for continuing to improve every day.
We'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody.